was not expecting my Saturday and my Friday afternoon to be completely booked solid with calls with aspiring developers, people who are trying to put together maybe mostly their first and second. Some have got some tandem deals, or maybe their second or third development deal between $2 to $20 million. And we're talking, we had great connections, great conversations with people from Vancouver all the way across to New Brunswick and Newfoundland, all who were very curious to know a little bit more about what are the services that a 62-year-old company who's been doing massive projects, smaller projects, mid-sized projects, industrial, commercial, schools, public work, gas stations and C-stores, things like that. And obviously is now kind of expanding more and more in the last 10 years into the multifamily world of how can we help them get further faster without risking their capital, their reputation, and most importantly, their relationships with people that trust them to get something off the ground and being able to execute. Now, obviously for me, I have been in real estate for a little bit of time, about 10 years now full time. Started as a trades guy, was the dumbest guy in the wheelbarrow on site doing the lowliest work possible, getting paid very, very meagerly, but there was never a ceiling of earning opportunity. And thankfully, through a great kind of country that we call home in Canada, and through construction, through real estate, I've been able to create a fair amount of success for myself, but mostly my clients who have trusted me in this process in the last 10 years. And then partnering with Cormode and Dixon, who's been around for 62 years, allows me to have a lot more certainty in the projects that I put together for myself, my family, now that I have the responsibility of stewarding a fair-sized portfolio that my grandparents started that is now evolving into even more. And working within Cormode as their chief revenue officer and really creating strategies of success that can scale the company from a company that's been around for 62 years to 100 years in Western Canada. And that's something that I'm really looking forward to. But I wasn't expecting this many, so I know we've got a few more people to go through. I just don't have the availability for a few more days, so I'm going to have to kind of reschedule and kind of get you guys on conversations that are going to be coming up late next week, just because I've got some work to do for myself for some projects. I can't just continue I'm not a coach in this capacity, but I help people do things. We work with extreme doers. We work with people whose maybe goals are their friends and their family they just don't think are possible. Who are they to put together a $12 million deal? Who are they to do 2 apartments? Who are they to do this? And so a lot of these people I've been talking to, that's the kind of thing in common, is like they're not seasoned professionals in construction execution. They've paid some capital out for feasibility studies, for geotech reports, and they're a little bit, rightfully so, stressed on how are they going to get these deals off the ground and successful, and be able to sleep and function and enjoy and increase their capacity and their love of real estate, but also being able to steward and serve others well. So really looking forward to putting more time and energy into this program of what we're doing for our Developer Assist program, as well as our developer program, which essentially is doing our kind of patented-ish buildings that we've designed that can fit on small lots, bigger lots, and really focus on these deals that are never going to take more than 2 years, ever, from like acquisition to the day that we have somebody go in there and clean the suite and show the tenant or the owner who bought the unit what it's going to be like to live in there in the next few days. We're talking 2 years tops. Money in, money out, low capital risk, low cost of capital involvement, and being able to get these deals churning further, faster, without having to sink massive amounts of costs and be in a very transactional relationship. We have been a relational firm for 62 years. A lot of our clients are repeat clients. We've worked with people whose grandparents, we have some projects that are coming up where the grandkids are being involved with the same building team that build buildings for their grandparents, which I think is really cool. So really excited for that. Thank you for the people who took the time to kind of invest in themselves a little bit and, put an hour or 45 minutes into calls with me. Or there's a couple guys, hey, we went back and forth and you guys are pretty high level, you know who you are, who are really seeing that the value behind what we're doing is offering our, 20-person office team to help with the front end that you need to get done, from target cost certainty designs, permitting, zoning bylaw studies, site massing, all these things that traditionally people might think only architects can do. Turns out that when you've got your own architect in-house, we can do 85-90% of that work and not have to increase the costs to get there, or the risk of time and that transactional relationship where, we're standing behind the numbers that we are putting forward, because as a construction management firm, we're going to back those numbers in that CCDC3 contract that you're going to need to get your financing. So if you haven't checked out the link, find a link. I'll put it in the video. You can find a little bit about the program, a little bit about our team, a little bit about Ben, his experience, 42 years. We're actually talking about that the other day. And if my math is correct, Ben got his journeyman carpentry certificate the year that I was born. And then I got mine in like 2014 or 2013. But we both started on the bottom of companies, and we both worked through service and helping others earn more money to getting to where we're both very successful in both of our companies, which is why we partnered up to kind of work together and do a significantly increased amount of our own deals, and then obviously doing this development assistant program along with our developer program. So there's a link below. If you're curious, if you'll call, you're trying to figure out how to do your first $2 to $20 million deal and not have to pay the market rate to get it to that point where you've got an opportunity and the wisdom to be able to apply for the development permit and then take it to a building permit, get your financing, and then rock the deal. Give it a click, watch some of our stuff, see if we align with you on a personal capacity or personal and professional levels. And of course, feel free to reach out anytime and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks so much. Looking forward to getting you further, faster.